Wow. That was way more difficult than I've ever experienced starting a podcast.
Yeah, you were really struggling today, but I think it was the equipment's fault.
You're
not
saying
your
it
fault.
was not me, it was the equipment.
Correct.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like taking no responsibility for anything that goes wrong in my life.
No, I mean, equipment definitely malfunctions randomly from time to time. And, you can always just turn it off and turn it on again, and usually that does the trick.
Why is that always
Have
the
I ever
answer?
told you the joke about the 4 engineers in the car that won't start?
No, but I'm excited.
Okay, so you got like a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer, chemical engineer, and computer engineer, all in a car. And the car won't start. And the mechanical guy goes, "Oh, it's probably the engine. Let me take a look at it." And he can't find anything wrong with it. And the chemical guy's like, "Oh, it's definitely the gas. Let me check the gas. It's either low or there's something wrong with it." Checks the gas. It's full. It's all good. And then the electrical guy's like, "Oh no, it's definitely the battery." It checks the battery. It's all good. And then I love my jokes where I can't even get out the last part because I'm already laughing. Then the computer engineer guy goes, "Guys, let's just get out and then get back in again, and then try to turn it on again." And the car starts.
And it
right
works,
up.
of course. That's always the answer. Old school style. If that wasn't the answer, you take out the cartridge, you blow in it, and then stick it back in.
Yeah.
Old school Nintendo.
Oh yeah. No, So my grandparents
it.
had one of those, and I grew up playing it, and it was an amazing system. And I eventually ended up getting one when I was like 9 on eBay, so that I could just play the old school games, like whenever that released, 1980 or something. I was just like, I'm born in '99 and playing an old NES system, and I played Super Mario Bros. 3, like the greatest game of all time, and I had a ball with that system. But actually, funny story that you bring that up, because my parents somehow gave me free reign on eBay, and I was a responsible kid. I wouldn't like buy stuff that I knew I couldn't buy because I'd get in trouble, but for that particular system, I accidentally forgot a decimal point and bid $33,000 on it. It's like, well, Mom, I'm going to win it. I can tell you that right now.
People are probably so like, was this the first system ever? like edition 1, serial number 1.
Right, but how eBay worked back then was just like you would keep automatically outbidding the next person. So I don't think anybody else ever saw it except the seller. The seller was probably like, "Good God, what does this person have with my system?"
If I was bidding against you, I would have kept bidding because you bid, right? And then yours automatically wins that.
Right.
I would have just kept doing it to see how high it actually went.
Yeah, but then you accidentally might go over me and then, actually have to pay that much.
Yeah. I mean, that's the risk you take.
Oh, Jack, are you taking our picture? Yeah, you're already doing your thing.
Well, there's today's Jackism. We could, just asking a nice question. "Oh, are you taking our picture?" "Yeah, because I always get asked, where's my picture?"
It is Jack's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Jack.
Happy birthday, J-Train. October 17th.
We're going to sing you happy birthday on this podcast.
What a beautiful day.
The what now?
Oh, yes, I will play the Lucas Graham one. It's like the Danish happy birthday.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Lucas Graham's good.
I don't know. That might be hard to do. Like, I'll have to play it where it's on speaker, and then I'm holding it up to the mic, maybe. I don't know.
You can do it. I have confidence in you.
I will. She's so cool. You'll figure it out, Rob. Just stop talking. You'll figure it out. Stop talking.
Another Jackism. Just stop talking and get it done.
She turns 43 and just gets so assertive. It's incredible. I mean, just sorry.
29.
29, 35. I'm just getting, it's like bids, It's like an auction.
And
24.
This is the lot of Jack. She's turning wrong. Incorrect.
Sarah said the correct one.
29.
No, she's
33.
She's perpetually 29. Looking.
Perpetual motion machine.
Hey, I did too at the pickleball tournament. Somebody was like, "Let me guess. What are you, about mid-20s?" I was like, "Yep, nailed it." Maybe.
Oh, that's
maybe.
funny.
But usually it's the ladies that lie. This was a man. I was like, "I respect you, Mr. Man."
Mr. Man.
Mr. Man, I like you and I respect you. So, pickleball.
Oh, yeah. What do we got today, Robert? Hey, don't get too pickleball-y too fast, all right? There's
I was
going to
say, look,
in this
we only went 4.5 minutes. And
Before
we haven't
mentioning pickleball?
Yeah.
No. We'll come back to that, maybe.
Okay. I think some people hate it that we just don't talk about pickleball.
Probably.
Right away.
Like, it's supposed to be a pickleball podcast. It's two pickleball pros.
Just tell us analysis. Just tell us strategy. Talk about paddles. Tell us about grit. Like, tell us what's illegal. Tell us what we think. Like, we just want to talk about
nonsense. Continual nonsense.
So-
Honestly, guys, though, if you really want to have us talk about more pickleball stuff, just send us messages, comment on our stuff. You can leave us reviews, whatever you want. Just give us more feedback to let us know what you want, because we are of the people,
We the people,
for the people,
in the people.
by the people.
I knew I'd get a sticker out of you for that.
But yeah, we'll do whatever you guys want us to do, almost.
Well, we'll still talk about nonsense.
We'll still
but,
do what we want to do.
But if you give us a long list of pickleball topics to talk about, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And we'll give our insight.
Yeah. All right. So we are in Savannah, Georgia,
On a
a rooftop.
Hello.
And you know how I like to say it is, let's get high. I don't mean it in the colloquial sense. I mean
vertically.
I want to get upwards,
Yeah, we get
higher
vertical.
on this earth. Elevation.
Let's get vertical.
Yes. Correct.
Didn't we talk about vertical living less?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah, we
fun.
did. Vertical
That's
living's
fun.
awesome, but rooftops are just so cool. You get a nice view of the city. You get that nice breeze.
Yep.
There's usually drinks optional. There's usually some nice little bites, some tapas, something like that. It's really just got a lot going for it.
Yeah. We could be higher. If
Yeah,
I was
I was trying to find
I was gonna
the
nitpick.
highest rooftop in
It's just
Savannah.
it's not a very tall city.
No,
I think they have
they don't
restrictions.
really have skyscrapers or
No,
anything.
they have restrictions. I think.
But I like it. It's homey.
No, it's
not too big.
It's very nice. Savannah is one of my favorite cities.
Yeah,
Definitely in the U.S. just because of the old Southern charm,
It's-
the beautiful Spanish moss on the
It's
big oak
Southern
trees.
historical.
It's gorgeous.
There's plenty of historical stuff up in like New England area.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I really like the Southern historicalness.
Yeah, it's different.
It's very charming. It's not too dense. Like, a lot of cities are very crunched.
Mhm.
Savannah's very, very cool. And, I feel like I haven't given the people a food or place recommendation recently. So let me think of what I've done in the last few days in Savannah where I was just like, that was amazing. Okay, Jazzed Tapas Bar. I'm a huge fan of tapas. You guys know I love variety. Tapas are the epitome of variety in a meal. You just get a bunch of small plates and they're shareable and all that. So Jazz, comma, or apostrophe
Jazz,
D,
apostrophe D, yeah.
tapas. Very, very
And
good.
the beautiful thing is, it's like, because sometimes, like, if you're actually in Spain, like, and you order a tapas, like, you get, like, and you order the meatballs, you get a single meatball.
Right.
And
And
it's
you're
just
just
not
like,
very
well, this isn't shareable.
So our server here, he was like, look, this is Southern style tapas, like Southern portions, American portions, and even within American portions, Southern portions are significantly bigger than American portions.
Correct.
So it's Southern portions. Tapas.
Southern version
so it's
of
like
tapas.
every tapas was basically an appetizer size.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate it because we
I
had a
liked
big
it a lot,
table.
yeah.
It was fun, and they had some live music. It's
Good vibes.
great choice.
Good vibes.
Great choice.
Way to go, Jack. I was not the Yelp master on that one. The Jazz Tapas Bar, great call. Really good
We had
call.
been there before with our buddy Seth Kynes. Oh yeah. Well. Whoops. Cat's out of the bag. She's like, I feel connected to this place. We should try it. She's already been there once.
There's nothing wrong with that. You got to have some experience.
No. Hey, it's called Boots on the Ground.
Yeah.
Speaking of Boots on the Ground,
Ooh.
our host, Matt Allen, got to give him a shout out.
Oh, my man, Matt.
Yeah, he's
He's got the hookups.
He's been amazing. He even hooked up Jack's birthday brunch, got us a table at like one of the nicest brunch
Champagne
spots.
waiting for us.
Champagne brunch.
We had housing this whole weekend in downtown Savannah, like
On-
right in the middle of downtown.
on Jones Street. It's the
Close to River Street.
quintessential Savannah Street.
Great.
It's
Oh, yeah.
cobblestone,
Overhanging
tree
trees.
line, the Spanish moss hanging into the
Hanging
street.
lanterns, your
it's just-
favorite thing.
Oh, not just no, it's not hanging lanterns. It's just it's lanterns, but
With real fire.
no, I gotta
Explain the whole thing.
I gotta talk about this for a while. Not for a while. But remember when last time we were here, we were walking around down
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, Benjamin, tell me the one characteristic of this area that I love.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's the game of like, okay, do you see any right now? I'm like, no, but we kept walking. And I was like, now I see one. So he's trying to figure out what it is, looking around. And there's just, it's not everywhere in Savannah, but I love the lanterns that are hanging on the side of like they're on everybody's front porch here, basically, like attached to the building. But it's gas-lit fire, so it's like real fire. So at night it looks amazing. It's like haunting. It's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you the feel of being here in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So real fire. I'm a big fan of real fire.
It's warm. It's welcoming. It's bright.
Yeah, and it flickers.
Cozy.
It flickers.
It's real.
There's nothing worse than a fake flicker in a candle. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Like they do it at restaurants, right? The little candle that's like fake flicker. It's like
That is just some
that is so lazy.
fake stuff.
It's so lazy. It's like fake flowers on a table. If we're gonna do flowers,
Unbelievable.
Cut
Go
some
all the
real
way.
flowers.
Yeah.
Don't
I
be
don't like
lazy.
fake stuff.
I don't either.
I don't like formalities.
No,
I should
you
go on a
really
rant
don't
about that
like
again.
formalities.
Jack, what was I gonna rant about? Was it the straws?
Paper
what
straws
else?
are a big issue.
Oh, paper straws and
that's a
plastic
good-
cups.
Yeah.
Guys, paper straws are not a real thing. People saw one picture of a turtle on the internet with a straw in its nose, and they freaked out. Now, I get it. I want to save the turtles too. However, the recycling you're doing is not even worth the energy it takes to make the paper straw versus the plastic straw. And you can look that up. That's actually a fact. It's just another formality where you're just like, oh, let's do this and pretend that we're green. I support being green. I don't support pretending to be green and it not being that.
Yeah.
Right? Don't tell me something is one way and then it's just not that way. Also, Maryland, which is one of the most supposedly green states, barely recycles their stuff. Like, we all throw our recyclables into the blue bin. Over 90% of that does
It's
not
not
get
recyclable.
recycled. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Just like so many formalities. It's like we could do this so much better if we just actually acknowledged how flawed it is.
I know you love the restaurant. The restaurant where you have to have the mask walking
Oh
to the
my
table.
goodness.
But you could take it off once you're
Look,
eating.
I am not going to get into what I think of masks or pandemics or vaccines or any of that because, it's contentious and it's just like 50-50 no matter what. But I hate formalities. All right? If you're going to do masks, do it all the way. If you're not going to do masks, don't do that. Don't tell me to put on a mask to walk to a table and then I can take it off. It's like, we all know how ridiculous this is. It's literally, you're just doing a formality that the restaurant was obligated to do. So either make regulations such that it encompasses what you're trying to accomplish fully, or don't. Don't go halfway. That doesn't accomplish anything except annoying people.
I'm glad I got you on that.
Yeah, and then paper straws, why are they so terrible? Well, obviously, because they don't accomplish what they're supposed to do.
And they're not very
Also,
functional.
they're soggy. They break down. I've never had a paper straw and the worst thing is the paper one yesterday was bigger. All right, it was like a bubble tea size straw,
that's
so it
annoying.
collapses even easier. I'm like,
annoying.
I've taken a couple sips and it's already collapsed in on itself. I'm just like, from a materials engineering perspective, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Some might call that fundamentally flawed.
It's beyond fundamentally flawed. It's horribly flawed.
What is beyond fundamentally flawed? I don't.
There's
Fun,
words
I
I
feel like
can't use.
I feel like fundamentally flawed cuts deeper than horribly flawed.
It does,
because it's just
but
like
I want to be more emphatic about it. Maybe I just say it with more emphasis.
And like-
Fundamentally flawed.
exclamation mark, exclamation mark,
Yes.
exclamation mark.
Yeah. Speaking of that, let me just skip sections. I know all our dedicated listeners have already checked out our merchandise on Teespring, but we recently updated and put in Fundamentally Flawed and OK Buy shirts, not just the Freestyle shirts. So those are available now. I hope we have some of those coming. Do we?
Yeah, they should be at Austin when I get back.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
But it's been awesome seeing you guys post
Oh, I've gotten so many pictures.
post the pics
Yeah.
of the merch.
I like this one guy. He's like, if you know, you know. And he just has a fundamentally flawed picture
Yeah.
on Instagram. Just like, yeah, he didn't even mention anything. It's
No.
just like, you just know.
If you know, you
if you're
know.
part of the in crowd. I love having an in crowd.
It is fun.
It's there's a difference between being cliquey, which
Yeah.
is just annoying,
Yeah.
and actually just being part of a group
Yeah.
that has an in.
Well, even beyond that's kind of like we haven't even talked about this. We put up a. We're obviously not salesy people. Like, we don't care if we actually make money from the podcast per se, but we want to create kind of exactly what you're saying is like more of a kind of exclusive insiders feel. So I have a couple other buddies in podcasting that do like comedy stuff, and they've had a lot of fun doing this thing called Patreon, which basically is it's a way for us. It's a way for the listeners to kind of be more
Distinguish themselves.
almost be more partners in the podcast.
Yeah.
So like we'll have bonus episodes where Ben and I are talking. We won't necessarily be in person like we are now, but we'll do more stuff in between our in-person podcast, talking about pickleball, talking about, I know a lot of people have asked for like analysis stuff. So
More
we'll be
listener
doing,
dedicated.
Yeah, more
Even though
listener
we're of the
dedicated.
people,
For the people.
by the people,
In the people. You like
we the people.
you
Dang
like
it.
that one.
But yeah, you guys get a little more of a say. It's just like that kind of subset where, I don't know, maybe we can do live questions from them. We'll take their questions over just the mass public's questions.
Yeah, so we'll basically have a private Facebook group that you can only get in if you're on Patreon with us. You'll get, actually, we have bronze, silver, gold, if the gold tier being the highest clearly. If you're a gold member on Patreon, you actually get merch that's not available publicly anywhere else. So talk about the in crowd. There's going to be merch that you only get if you're a gold
yeah.
Patreon member, which is cool because like that's like you're saying. It's
Yeah.
like part of the freestyle crew. You're officially freestyle at that point.
Yeah, it gives you a good feel.
Yeah. So
I mean, I like getting unique stuff. People just like. Isn't it funny how humanity just likes to collect things and like to feel like it's valuable because it's rare? You can create artificial
NFTs.
rarity.
That's
Oh
NFTs
yeah.
to the,
We got to talk a little more about NFTs because they are just amazing. You've gone deep dive.
I've spent a fair amount of money on NFTs in the last week. Who knows if it's actually going to be worth anything? But like, I just wanted to learn about the space and go through some of the processes of buying it, and it's been interesting and fun. And who knows, I might lose that money, but I went in expecting that, so that's okay.
That brings to mind a great quote, one of my favorites. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep.
You know who said that?
Gandhi.
No. I mean, I like the spirit there where you just immediately guess Gandhi on anything, and then you're right like 2% of the time. But no, that was Wayne Gretzky, the greatest hockey player of all time.
It wasn't Michael Jordan.
It was not. No, he had some good ones about failure, but
maybe they talked about it together.
Yeah, Wayne was more just like, I'm sure they did.
Maybe Michael.
He could have gone off
Wayne that quote.
Could be. But yeah, I just like it just because like it's just so true. If you think about it a little bit, like you gotta
take chances.
You gotta try.
Yep.
If you don't try,
you'll never miss if you don't shoot, but you'll also never make it.
Yeah, I like how Wayne said it. But
I thought mine was very elegant.
It was succinct.
Elegant, eloquent.
Both.
Eloquent, like Vanellope.
You are eloquent.
Like Vanellope. Nice.
You're eloquent.
Classy.
Beautiful.
What are we talking about now?
All right, I guess we can get on to some pickleball stuff. Kelly and Ryan. So yeah, I was on that Kelly and Ryan show, and you know what's funny about this is I went into it, and some people had heard about it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's such a huge deal. Are you excited?" I was like, "Yo, I don't even know what this show is."
Yeah.
I don't know who Kelly is. I barely know who Ryan is. I'm just like, I honestly don't know if it's a big deal or not. So I guess it was pretty cool. It was fairly standard in that they had no idea what pickleball was.
Sounds right.
They basically went out there, had very little athletic ability, and they treated it like kind of a silly sport. But to everyone that sees that stuff and they get frustrated because they're like, "Oh, pickleball's a real sport. You got to acknowledge that." It's like, honestly, what do you expect?
Yeah.
If you are somebody that looked at pickleball for the first time, you probably reacted the exact same way. Oh, look at that silly sport only played by old people. Like, you can't see it with that name and see how it's played and not have that conception for a while. It's just not natural. So I'll take any press over no press.
Absolutely.
And I always think that's good. And eventually it'll get there. And if it's not to your liking quite yet, it's just kind of the natural course of things.
It's gonna stay cheesy for a little while.
Yeah.
Just is what it is.
It is what it is.
So yeah, but agreed. It was. I mean, it's a national. That was a lot of eyeballs for sure.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of eyeballs. We didn't have this in our notes, but the Vanderpump Rules episode with Randall's Pickleball Open at La Quinta aired, and that also has a ton of viewers. So, and that was great. That whole episode had a
fair amount of pickleball.
It was a lot of pickleball.
Very
actually.
funny.
So yeah, really cool.
And Randall's already teased it, but there is a round 2.
There is.
So he has basically a grudge match with Schwartz. So I think he lost to him in La Quinta, and there's more stories coming.
I think he did lose to him, but I think the show showed that Randall won. He must have
Yeah, he might have changed.
I
don't know how they're doing.
I watched that bit, and it showed Randall winning.
Oh.
He's like, "Oh, you fought hard."
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure Randall lost in real life.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm sure there will be more pickleball in Vanderpump. One thing about the whole Kelly and Ryan thing, CJ got picked on a little bit.
Oh, a lot
of people got upset about it, and obviously it's like a just gentle ribbing and all that, and it's all in good fun. But I think it was a good point to bring up simply because, like, Ryan and Kelly aside, that was just funny.
Yeah.
People generally have a lower conception of right side players than left side players because left side players, they look like the dominant one, and usually they are in the court. And I've talked about this before, where the game is not meant to be played 50-50. The left side player should be taking 60% of the court. However, just because a player does that, in my mind, does not make them a better player.
Sure.
They're a more aggressive player, and they're more suited to that side.
Different style.
But CJ, for instance, I just think he gets not nearly enough credit because, one, he's not a left side player. He doesn't play very dominant. But two, I mean, he's also my partner, so it's like what he does, his role gets diminished because of what I do. He doesn't get enough recognition for that. I just really like to take a moment to appreciate what he did from the beginning, which is basically when he came into pickleball, because I'd already been playing, he's like, hey, we're going to be partners. Obviously, I'm going to be good, but I want to be built as a doubles player to exactly what you need.
Yep.
So basically, we only practiced stuff and only did stuff to make him the ideal complement to me.
Yeah.
And we're still doing that. And it's like, it's very altruistic of somebody to just go, hey, I don't need to be the best player I want to be in my way. I just want to be the best player for you as a partner.
Yeah.
So that's basically what he did, and I still feel like he doesn't get nearly enough credit because as a right side player, I'd put him as the best right side player in the game, and that's super valuable, and it's very hard to do.
And as Ryan Seacrest said in the show, that's very nice of your lesser brother.
Yes, correct.
He did call him the lesser brother.
He did. And then Kelly was like serving to him, and then he's like, she's like, here the serve comes, lesser brother. And it's like, jeez.
Get ready.
This episode just turned into Torch CJ.
But it's funny because that happens a lot just randomly, like within our friend group.
Oh, yeah.
And then for them to do it, it was just like,
right. It was
it
happened like the day before with a group thread. And CJ's like, I get no respect. And I was just like, hey, CJ, don't worry about it. You get respect from me.
And you're going to be on national TV tomorrow. They're for sure going to respect you.
Nope. But yeah, I mean, in my mind, he is far and away much better than people think he is. And it's just diminished by both me and being a right side player. And I don't think people realize how difficult that is to do. Like, arguably, it's a more difficult role than being a left side player. Yeah. Just because you cover more court and because you're more aggressive does not make you a better player, in quotes.
Yep.
So good on that. I got your back, CJ. I got you.
CJ was like, Ben, you have to repair my reputation on the podcast, please.
Yeah, no, he didn't say anything. We talked about it briefly, just in passing, actually, before the show. But yeah, that just came up kind of randomly. Another thing is Steve Nash playing pickleball. So I got the opportunity to play some pickleball with Steve Nash, the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Super cool dude. I got to play with the rest of the coaching staff as well. But just a natural athlete, really nice guy. There will be some pictures and videos coming. The PPA set that up, so we'll get to see a little bit of that. Decent tennis player. Just what I found cool is he's such a natural athlete. Like, he could do tennis well. He was a really good basketball player. He picks up pickleball quickly.
How tall is he?
I think he was not very tall. He was like my height.
Okay.
Like six. Yeah, maybe 6 even. But he was a really good basketball player.
No, he was insane, yeah.
But just a crazy natural athlete. Like, he was just doing stuff randomly, like absentmindedly. Like, he was kicking the ball at the back of his foot, behind his back, into his hand. It's like soccer tricks. He's an all sportsman. And just really a down-to-earth, nice guy in the short time I got to play with him. But that was really cool. I mean, I didn't get to meet any of the players, which I don't tune into the NBA very much, but my favorite player is Kevin Durant. And my hot take, just skipping around sections, is he is the greatest player of all time.
Oh, God.
I've watched...
Bless your heart.
I've watched LeBron... All right, so I never watched MJ play.
Okay,
all right?
well,
if you take out MJ...
Then it negates your whole...
Sure. All right, however, I think he's better than LeBron and Kobe and anybody in that conversation.
I'll take that.
Kevin's better than that. I didn't watch MJ enough to realistically say whether he was better than him or not. I don't know. Yeah. But by the time he ends his career, I'm certain you can make an argument for it.
Yeah. I mean,
in my mind, he is.
Yeah, just not MJ.
Yeah.
I'll give you LeBron. I'll give you whoever.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're older, so you saw him in his prime.
Oh, it was so fun as a kid watching MJ. It's like the Bulls would be on a lot, and then they'd black out the arena, and they would do the big Bulls logo and lights. Like, it was just...
That had to be epic.
And it's just one of those sporting events. Like basketball, there's a lot of games, right? But it's like one of those things, like, if it's on, you got to watch because you never know what crazy thing is going to happen.
Right.
Because he's that talented. The only other sporting figure that I get that feeling with, other than MJ when he was playing, is Tiger. So, like, people, Tiger's had ups and downs, personal life, golf life, whatever. He's recovering from injury now. But if he's on TV on a Sunday and he's somewhere in the mix, you have to watch. You have to watch.
In his prime, he certainly did.
So, yeah. So
he made golf for that period.
He's easily, I don't care if he's doesn't have the most majors right now, but he's easily the best golfer of all time, in my opinion.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Maybe not that hot of a take.
It's arguable.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what else we got. Do we want to talk about results?
Sure. I mean, I think people. It's interesting because some people care. People know the results already, right? It's not like we're a live news
we break down the analysis
episode.
a little bit of why it happened.
Sure. Break down the
So I'd say
analysis.
there were 2 semi-surprising results. That was Vivian and Leia. That was the most surprising win in Hilton Head. They won the women's doubles.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch the match personally. What I did hear is basically that Vivian was playing quite aggressively and doing it well.
Yep.
And it's pretty cool because she's definitely kind of coming into her own there. Because I've known her for quite a while, and she was quite a good tennis player. And I think it took her a little bit to catch on to some things, but she's kind of in that phase where she's rapidly improving, because some players will improve rapidly, get stymied for a bit, and then kind of hit another phase where they're just like, oh, I'm starting to figure out these next couple things, and they realize how many shots they can learn how quickly.
Yeah.
And she's just like adding new things to her playing style, which is pretty cool to see.
And I think the biggest thing with her is she's handling attacks better.
She is.
When
she's
getting
countering
attacked,
big.
She's countering big.
If you're a scary counter person, that just makes you way better.
Here's just yeah, exactly. So here's something. And if you're playing pickleball and you're attacking somebody and all they ever do is just block and reset back,
Free pass.
just don't stop attacking that
keep doing
person.
it.
They're never going to hurt you, right? So
Yeah.
like if they're not going to counter hard and hurt you,
They're
then
going to miss a
just-
block before you
just-
miss an attack.
Exactly. So just keep going at them. It doesn't have to be big attacks. Just
Right.
consistent over and over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do that though. Surprisingly, you got to
Correct.
show
Yeah.
a big counter.
Uh-huh.
Then that person will get scared of, even if you missed a big counter.
They gotta see it.
They
Yeah.
know that you're going to come at them
Correct.
back. So
Yeah, and I can tell you that personally as, an attacking or aggressive player. It's like that's what I would not like to see. If you're just blocking, I don't really care how good you are at
keep going
blocking.
at
I'm
'em.
still going to keep going at you.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a tip combined with a little bit of results.
Look at us talking pickleball analysis
Jeez.
and strategy.
How did this happen? On the guys' side, JW and Dylan win. Not too surprising. They've been playing well. They've been playing together. Definitely a good all-around solid team. I'd say there were like 5 teams going in that feasibly could have won. Like, it was a fairly even field. But yeah, good for them. I'm just not that surprised.
Yep.
Should I take this?
Yeah, should you talk about who it is?
No. I'm going to take this.
Yeah, you should take that. So I will freestyle a little bit. Ben's taking a fairly important phone call from a fairly important person. I won't tell you who that is because he said I couldn't. But, yeah, so some more on the weekend. I played with Adam Stone. And, yeah, so he was going through some health stuff. Not really sure what it is. I'm sure it's partially heat-related. Not completely, though, because it's kind of, I don't know. He feels like it's something beyond heat. He wasn't cramping, but he just felt kind of nauseous all day. And I think there's a little bit of anxiety he gets at tournaments, which I think a lot of people do. And there's a great, what was it? Like a documentary about Marty Fish recently that I believe is on Netflix called Untold Stories. And it talks about kind of his experience with mental health and anxiety playing tennis, and it's a real thing. Like, in tennis and the podcast, like we all get fairly nervous sometimes. So it's it's something he's trying to figure out, like what's actually going on, and who knows? But anyway, so before we played Jocelyn and Pat, Adam was projectile vomiting all over the court, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's done. He's not going to be able to play." And this was kind of the 3rd and 4th place match. And, so we took a medical timeout before the match even started. He's over there yakking. He told me, he's like, man, I'm probably done. I'm not going to be able to play because he just felt so bad. And then he puked some more. I was like, man, you got a lot of water in you because he was just yakking up water. And eventually, after the 15 minutes, he was good enough to stand on the court. And I was like, hey, if you can stand on the court, I'll try to do as much as I can if you can occasionally serve and return. And we were down 8-6 on the turn, and then we kind of steamrolled the second half and won 15-9. But, yeah, that was fun. But Adam was kind of sick all day, so not great in terms of – I think we surpassed expectations to get 3rd, honestly, with how the day went and how he was feeling. So I'll take that result. Kohler and Dawson took silver, and we lost to them twice, actually. And I didn't think we had much of a chance in the bronze just because, basically a man down. But they played great all day. They didn't give us many errors. And, Callan's playing much better. He was very solid. Kohler was Kohler, reaching in, flicking, trying to control the point. And look who we have. We have a guest. My God, there he is. It's the Dekel Bar.
Oh, hi, Rob.
The best glutes in the game.
Oh, so kind of you.
Oh, so we have a fill-in while Benjamin talks to VIP. What a baller! Look at him. He's in a sports coat. He's
Looks-
wearing. Oh, just
Looks great over there.
look at him. Oh yeah,
So official.
off weekend for Benjamin too. People are probably wondering why he didn't play, and I'm sure he'll talk about that. But let's talk about you right now, Dekel,
Oh, okay.
because you're a guest of honor. We haven't really had a fill-in like this before, so thanks for coming. How did your weekend go?
It wasn't the best. I didn't feel quite well this weekend. Was a little bit tired. Got my vaccine shot recently, and just haven't been feeling the best since. Played mixed with Catherine Prento. Always fun. She's a great player, obviously. We lost to Zane and Vivian, who played really well. We lost to them twice, actually.
Yeah, it's like us. It's not very fun to lose it to a team twice, is it?
No, it's not. So we battled all the way back and played them again. Ran out of gas a little bit at the second time. We felt like we had them, and then I ran out of steam, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And which kind of dragged me to the next day playing with Colin. I started super flat, Colin played good. Tried to carry me, but wasn't enough.
It's hard to carry somebody from the right side.
It
It really is.
And I'm a little bit heavier too, so it was harder for me to do that.
Those are some big calves. Even playing you and mix, like, you didn't look like yourself. Like, usually you're moving very well and jumping a lot and jumping corners, and you didn't.
Yeah, it's fun to jump,
When you have energy, I bet.
Yes.
I even tried to feed you monsters, and I think it would work. Like, the monster would last for 7 points, and then you'd crash.
Yes, it did. I played with Colin. We were up like big in one of the backdraw matches, like 13-1, and then suddenly like the caffeine wore off. It just got a little bit more tired, and suddenly my drops became lobs, and my dinks became lobs.
And what was strange this weekend, actually? Like, I think maybe you mentioned the first day, but I noticed it the whole weekend. It was the weather is actually quite hot. I think it was 85 to 87-ish, and very humid. So it was outfit change after every single match. But what was weird was usually in those conditions the Duras soften up a ton, and the ball stayed very hard this weekend. That was
strange. Maybe it's just a harder.
It must have been it must have been a different batch, because I've never played with a Dura that was that hard and that hot of weather.
That's true.
So I was hitting some head high drops.
Yeah, some big serves, some big drives. It was definitely helpful.
And very tight courts at Palmetto Dunes and Hilton Head. It suits big serves and the spin serves for sure. How did that play into your mix against Zane?
Yeah, especially the first time we played them, the ball was even harder earlier in the day.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of points from the serve. We missed a bunch of missed returns and a bunch of short serves. Yeah, there's really not a lot of room in the back to really prepare for that kind of serve. For me, honestly, that's the main issue with that serve. Just the facilities are not. For tennis courts, like every tennis court
is standard.
There's a standard that is.
We're talking from baseline to fence, not the actual court size. So tennis court, you're gonna have you never run into issues having a short fence really in a tennis court because it's all standardized.
Right.
But that's not the case in pickleball, and we talked about it this weekend. The main issue with the serve is not necessarily the serve. Like if every court was a championship court and you had tons of room to prepare and move back and sure. But when you play at facilities that have, a few feet behind the baseline, it's impossible to try to.
Right. Even if you know where it's going, it's still a big jump that goes somewhere, and you have to go there, but you don't have the room.
Yep. Like when I'm returning, especially like at Palmetto Dunes, I start every return. My butt's on the back fence. Yeah. I'm like that because that's how tight it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. What else do you want to talk about, Dekel? This is what a treat.
This is great. Look at this view, man.
I know. We're on a rooftop overlooking.
You always
Savannah.
do these in the best locations.
Yeah,
I'm glad I could.
I was thinking about walking up today. I was like, this is nice, but it's definitely not our best location. Like we did one that was in Del Mar, like San Diego area. That was at somebody's house. That was right on the Pacific Ocean. That's so cool. That's got to be up there. This is up there because you're on a roof. I don't remember where else we did it. Always in pretty fun spots, though.
How many days a week do you end up on a rooftop, Rob?
Well, Jack is always screaming about rooftops, so quite often. And Can't keep me down. Another Jackism. As she's sipping rosé on her birthday. You know. Oh, we got a woo girl too now. Woo! That was one of my favorite episodes on How I Met Your Mother. They're like, we have to find woo girls. What was? Do you remember? It wasn't. We have to find woo girls. Like, whoa, they were just woo girls in the episode. And they're like, what's a woo girl? And then they would say something. Like the group would say something funny, and then all the girls would go, woo! Yeah, I'm gonna get so drunk. And then all the girls go, woo! Anyways, How I Met Your Mother, one of the best shows, I think, just because it's it's a multi-season sitcom that tells a story from because I love like Netflix shows, series that have like a start to finish, it's like a 8-hour running plot line, and most sitcoms like Seinfeld or stuff like that, Friends, they kind of have that running story, but How I Met Your Mother is the story basically of the dad telling the children how they met the mom, and you don't find out till season whatever it went to.
Yeah, very late.
Yeah, but now they also have How I Met Your Father coming out soon.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think it's with Hilary Duff.
Okay.
So I'm pumped for that.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Have you met Ted?
Yeah, exactly. Barney Stinson. Yo,
So
he
good.
obviously knows. Have you met Ted? We should do that to Ben. Have you met Ben? He's the #1 pickleball player in the world. Just
No doubt. He
Oh,
wears a suit almost every day.
Yeah, so he's kind of like Barney Stinson right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
He has been
Yeah,
dressing
he is.
more fancy lately.
He's up here on this rooftop pacing around with his sunglasses on, a hat, a sports coat, just talking.
Having a business call.
Yeah, having a business call with a VIP.
Super important person. Yeah.
Incredible. Oh yeah, there's a great story about. So we were up. I gotta wait on Ben for this one. Okay, I'll let Ben tell that story. It's coming soon though. But it was basically Jack and Ben were on a rooftop while we were playing in Hilton Head, and they ran into some pickleball folk. And we'll leave it there until Ben gets back. But it's a fun story. And you almost. You recorded a little bit of it, but it would have been so great if you recorded the whole conversation. Next time. We got one bar left on the battery. Hey, one bar.
Oh, now we got two.
Now, Dekel, tell us other stuff. How's everything going?
I'm excited for Vegas. Actually, it's another big tournament.
Yeah, so
the biggest.
That's actually perfect because we were just talking about results. We talked about Baby Dill and Baby J-Dub winning the tournament, and Ben was saying he's not too surprised. They're solid, they're consistent, and he basically said there are about 5 teams that all could have equally won the tournament probably
This weekend.
This weekend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just kind of concluding results up, and perfect segue talking about Vegas. So
all right,
what do you see coming up at Vegas? It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a great tournament, great venue, biggest PPA of the year. I think they're really trying to put a lot of effort and making it feel that way as well. I don't know, in terms of, is JW playing with Dylan there again?
No, Dylan's not going, I don't believe, because he has school.
Okay.
I think not sure who Jay is playing with. But you're playing with Adam?
I'm playing with Adam. I think it's most of the typical
so
matchups.
Ben and Colin?
No, I think Ben is with Matt, actually.
With Matt again, okay.
Is Colin?
Oh, Colin's with Eric.
Yeah.
Lang.
Eric's a dangerous player.
Him and Loon.
Last year they beat Ben and Matt, exactly.
At Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Eric can do some stuff.
Exactly. I'm playing with Eric in PPA Masters, so
nice.
Really looking forward to that. I played with Eric once, and we got silver in the tournament we played in, and he's just a beast.
And he's the nicest.
Oh, so nice.
He's the nicest guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he was everywhere. I wish he was always around.
We need more Erics around.
Indeed. And you have mixed
with Catherine Parento, so that will be awesome. Always fun playing with her.
She seems like a
player.
great partner, right?
Oh
like
yeah, she's
positive,
the best partner.
Yeah,
positive.
Seems pretty even keeled too. Like she like pretty steady emotionally throughout matches.
Yeah.
She doesn't get too up or too down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice.
Yeah. And easy to talk to her about like game plans and stuff like that. And we got a private coach if things go wrong.
AT?
Exactly.
AT. She's ready to break it down.
Mm-hmm. It's always good to have some insight from the outside.
So you didn't play singles today because
No.
singles is going on right now in Hilton Head.
Correct.
I'm guessing that's just due to your fatigue.
Right, not feeling up to it.
Yeah.
Doubles was extremely hard enough as it was.
Are you going to try to play in Vegas singles?
I will try. I'll see how I'll feel. Honestly, it's pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
But I'll see how I feel in a
yeah.
few days. Yeah.
Game time decision.
Game
It's
time
always a game
decision.
time decision in
Singles is tough, especially if it's the first day
I don't know.
of it.
I kind of prefer first day. Because by Sunday, like for all the APPs that I played singles,
Mhm.
I'm so tired on Sunday
Mhm.
that I'm just so bad.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that you are a lot more tired in the last day, but I don't know. For me, doubles are still the main events.
Yeah.
It's
No,
mixed
it's-
doubles and men's doubles are more important to me than singles, and
Yeah.
singles is way harder
Yeah.
on the body, and then you don't want to sacrifice the doubles for it, and
Yeah.
your partners
Rely
on
It's not
you.
just
So
you. Yeah.
right. So if it's the last day, I would probably usually play it.
Yeah.
If it's the first day, only if I'm everything is great, I'm feeling great physically, and it's just tough on the first day.
Yeah. I feel like the only day that I can actually play singles halfway well is the first day because I'm not tired.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not tired, I'm actually decent. But if I'm
Yeah,
tired,
you played amazing in Texas Open.
hey,
Almost got Championship Sunday.
Isn't
One
that
more
wild?
game.
Isn't that wild?
That would have been amazing.
Decided morning of to play. And I was like,
Yeah, I remember asking you like a day or two before, like, are you playing? No, I don't think so. Like, there's
yeah, no, I was pretty committed the day before to not playing.
Yeah.
And then I
Like,
was like,
we set to practice in the
Yeah.
afternoon, like as if you're not playing.
yeah.
And then suddenly I see you're on the draw. Oh, you're in the semis. Oh, almost finals. Are you still practicing with us?
And I did.
And you did.
I was
you
cramping
did not,
the last match.
you did not really move, but you played. Yeah.
Maybe you might have had, you could put a mannequin out there that probably been just as effective as me out there. But
Yeah.
hey, I committed to you. I was going to practice.
You.
That's
That's such a good friend,
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
It's,
I'm glad you said it for me, though. So the year's almost over, too.
Yes,
been an
it
insane year.
has been a long year. I feel like it's been the first like full pickleball year, like in terms of because we didn't used to have the tours, right? Like the
Well,
tours.
this is all I know because,
Yeah.
obviously you came in a little bit before me. So, yeah,
Mhm.
everybody sees all the tournaments down there. Like, okay, there's an APP
Yeah.
or a PPA pretty much every weekend.
Yes.
How was it before in terms of tournaments? Like, you didn't really have to pick
Right.
tournaments, right? It's like,
It was, you
these are the
saw
tournaments, and you
right.
play all of them.
Yeah, you saw
basically.
like a 25K tournament on somewhere in the calendar. Oh, this is a huge one. We
Yeah.
got to play this. Now there's a 25K on the calendar. It's like, there's like 50 other tournaments bigger than this, so I'm not going to play it
Yeah.
probably. So yeah, it used to. Last year was the first year that you had both tours, and then you had COVID.
Yeah.
So you only basically had we have like 5 months out
Yep.
of the year that we had tournaments in. So it wasn't a full year. And before that, if we had 10 or 15 bigger tournaments, then that was great. That was a lot. Now this year you could have played 30 something.
Yeah.
Next year, if you want, you play 52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
It's
Isn't that wild?
it's insane. So yeah, I feel like everybody played more than they ever did this year, and now a lot of people are
It was
tired.
funny, man.
Yeah.
Yesterday at the tournament, we were just kind of like, we were just looking around. People are
Mhm.
tired of their partners. Like, people are like, you're getting weird results. Like, people aren't gelling anymore. Like, some partners are not playing with that partner next year.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see everybody kind of like at their wits' end a little bit. And
Yeah.
got some weird results and stuff. So it's just interesting. But
Yeah, it is funny. That's true. Like you're saying, like a bunch of partners, it's kind of the last 1 or 2 tournaments
Yeah.
they're playing together, and you just, you don't.
And
Sometimes you
I
don't want
think
to be on court
We've
together.
seen a little bit. Like, like Riley Tyson, for example. Like,
Right.
I was like, we don't name names, but yeah, let's name names. Like, you could see they kind of like run out of gas together, and
They got last couple probably.
yeah. So I think you'll also see a lot of new kind of partnerships next year, which will be a
Mhm.
lot of fun. Like, I'm playing with a bunch of different people, which will be fun.
Mhm.
You're playing a lot with Stone
Yeah,
still.
yeah. Mhm.
But I think you do have some other ones with new partners.
Yeah, I got a couple with JW.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Might get one with AJ. I'm not
Nice.
sure. Still a couple up in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly with Adam.
But those are
Mhm.
2 new ones, like J-Dub and Kohler. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I think – and Kohler's playing great now. So, I think he'll play with a few different people. I think he's trying to play a lot with his cousin Thomas, who's doing well. Like
Thomas playing really good.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of good results. So,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully he stays at it. Okay, thank you, Dekel Bar, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. And I'll pass this to the Ben Johns.
Great work, Dekel.
Oh, good sub D.
Oh,
that was excellent.
He really killed it.
I was just listening with one ear. And
Did
you guys talk all pickleball?
Have
Because it was Dekel?
Yes, absolutely. It was
Good fill-in Dekel. That's what we needed for this
the
episode.
people wanted pickleball.
That's right.
Can I just
Good
say
sub.
Can I just say Dekel Bar, best glutes in the game.
God,
Did I already say that
There
today?
is a reason he's called Sexy Dexy.
Did I already
There
say
is
that
a
today?
reason.
I say it at least twice a day.
You should say it more.
It's almost like I'm Stone, but my favorite thing that Stone does is to Prof, who's his lady friend, also known as
You're-
Credit Car,
you're a
also known
lucky
as
lady.
CC. He at least a couple times a day he's like, he'll just look at Prof and go, you know what, Prof? You're a lucky lady.
So good. So funny. What a guy.
We need Adam Stone on this podcast at some point.
He's got to be. Him and Irina need to be our next guests.
Yes.
We haven't had any pickleball pros as guests yet.
Dekel, just right place, right time.
Yeah,
We weren't
good
even going to
stuff.
ask Dekel to be on the podcast ever, but
Yeah,
just
but
right
he-
place, right time. You lucked into this one, Dekel.
You
Well
did.
done.
You're a lucky man.
Dekel, you're a lucky man. And it worked. Look at you. All right. So who was that?
Oh, that was Tom.
Tom who?
I don't know his last name. Okay.
What'd you
it's
guys
time
talk
for
about? What'd you guys talk about?
Pickleball.
Okay.
Oh, you mean freestyle?
Oh yeah. So we got J Train in our ear back here. Miss Birthday Girl. Hey, tell the rooftop story.
Which one? There's a lot of rooftop
She's like our
stories.
live studio audience, but I feel like she's more of like a heckler than an actual
In a
participant.
gallery?
Yeah.
Which rooftop?
No. Yeah, the pickleball people.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so it's already kind of teed it up with Dekel. So basically, I was up in Hilton Head playing, and Jack and Ben were hanging out in Savannah because Ben took the weekend off. Good for you, just
Thank
to
you,
actually
thank
enjoy
you.
yourself for a
Yes,
weekend.
Thank you.
You've had a lot of pickleball, you've had a lot of school, and what a weekend to decompress.
Oh yeah.
For J Train's
It's
birthday.
been very nice.
So,
It's good
anyways,
timing.
you're sitting at, is it this rooftop?
Yep.
So you're sitting at this
very one.
rooftop, the high tables here, and apparently you had a couple of pickleball fanatics.
Yeah,
that-
so basically we had a table with these two ladies. It was like a high top. We were sitting next to them and not next to them. And I think I heard pickleball at some point in their conversation. Jack heard PPA or something like that.
Yeah.
And we both kind of looked at each other like, did you hear that? I was like, yeah. So we listened a little more, and they're talking full-on pickleball. The lady goes just like, and if you get by the kitchen but not in the kitchen, it's an Ernie. I don't know why it's called an Ernie, but it is. And she's like explaining the game basically.
It's incredible.
And I just lean across the table and I just go, it was Jack's idea. I just go, excuse me, I think I heard you say the word pickleball. What is that? I feel like I've heard of that before. And she just goes into this long explanation, just like any pickleball fan.
Yeah.
She's like, pickleball is the most amazing game. It's like tennis and table tennis combined, and it's really easy to play. Any age can play. Where are you from? Oh, Maryland, they have courts there. Oh, did you play some tennis? You'll be good at it instantly. So I basically just kept leading her on, and just like it was so funny. That was the highlight of one of the highlights of our day.
The question is, she obviously didn't recognize your face.
No.
Would she recognize your name? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah. But we almost wanted to do a round two. I was like, Jack, should I just be like, oh, I looked it up. And apparently, it's like a professional sport. Is that right? And this guy's pretty good. His name's Ben.
Oh,
Do you know Ben?
You should have done it. You should
Yeah.
have done it. And Jack should have recorded the whole thing because that'd be so
it was
good.
a missed opportunity, but I think it'll happen again sometime.
I think it will too.
Good call, J-Train.
Yeah. Any other suggestions for our live podcast? She thinks that's it. Okay, we'll get back to you later. Yes, we know.
Okay, so here on my list under freestyle, I just have these words in bold and all caps. Strap in.
Strap in.
Yeah.
What's that for?
So my I get this from my dad. He says it occasionally when he's in kind of a funny mood. It's pretty good. So basically,
Like buckle up?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, but in a much more funny way. Like buckle up, but strap in. So like if he's about to like rant on a topic or talk about something in depth, sometimes like last time he did it, he was showing me pictures from a trip they took, and like nobody likes to look at other people's pictures, and he's just like, "We got about 70 more to go. Strap in." I just want to start using that in every situation, just like you're about to play a match against me.
Yeah.
Strap in. just say it with such vehemence in your voice.
Oh.
Jack, we're about to drink wine for the rest of the day. Strap in.
I like that.
So funny.
And I feel like the John's eye actually very much like looking at pictures of other people.
Some do.
Like, no, but I feel like that's a theme in your family is
I personally don't.
like Colin.
Colin does.
No, Colin loves to collect pictures and then show them to everybody.
Oh, this is so
and
appropriate.
explain them.
I
to
have a thing
everybody.
about this in Hot Takes. Did you see this?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, keep going.
No, I'm just saying. Of any family I've met, many members in your family love showing pictures and explaining pictures and telling stories behind the pictures and older pictures.
Yeah, they do.
But I think it's
Yeah.
because also when you went home, you were telling me like you had the whole family there, and then your mom put together
the slideshows?
slideshow,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
of pictures.
yeah.
So this is a theme in the family.
It is. Yeah, I'm not really one of them, and I'll tell you why from Hot Takes in a
Hit me.
second. I will, but the slideshows are quite cute. I do enjoy those.
No, they're great.
Yeah.
Well, give the context behind the slideshows.
Yeah, sure. So basically, all of us kids, the 7 of us, were all homeschooled through high school. And basically what my mom did is at the end of high school for like graduation / going off to college, she made a slideshow of like through the years from baby to 18.
Yeah.
And it's usually like I don't know, 10-minute slideshow. So they just pick like appropriate songs that like match up with the kids. There's a lot behind it, but there's a lot of thought that goes into it in terms of the pictures chosen and the music and all that. But it's just really sweet. She usually cries every time she plays it, and it's just like our going away thing. So all of us have one.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
I want to see them all.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we could put that for our insiders. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I don't think I want to.
I want approval for that. Give me the stamp of approval for that for the insiders.
You can have mine only. Because, yeah.
And Collins.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I'd probably give out CJ's. Okay, so my hot takes.
Hot takes.
Going through old pictures. So I just have a thing about taking pictures. Oh, should I hurry up, Jack? Okay, yeah, I'll wrap it up soon. I'm trying to go fast.
Hey, it's birthday girl. We do what she
birthday
says.
girl gets what she wants.
Yep.
That's right. I say we will be done within 5 minutes.
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna just fire through this.
That's a very hot take.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so my hot take: going through old pictures. I never do this. I don't. When I do, I don't derive much enjoyment out of it. But humanity loves to collect things. They love to take pictures of things. Feel like they accomplish something by seeing something and taking a picture of it. I'm just like, I can memorize that and appreciate it a lot more in ways other than pictures. And that's why I just don't really take pictures. Like, there's a couple significant ones that I'll favorite, and I will occasionally look back at those and associate them with certain things. But I do not take a lot of pictures because I just don't appreciate them, and I know I'll never look at them again.
Yeah.
It's more just like a collection thing.
Maybe, but I think a part of that might be because of your age. Because I feel like I was the same way when I was your age, but then I come to like have memories that memories in my mind that I wish I could actually
go back and look at,
visualize that in the past.
So for me personally, if I have a memory like that, I'll write about it that I can go back and look at.
So I have some of that. Like when I went to China for the first time, I wrote like some journals, like when I was like hiking on the Great Wall, and those are great. Like I can go back and kind of picture it through the writing, but I don't know. I'll be curious to see if this changes for you.
So I should clarify. It's not that I just dislike the culture of taking pictures of like everything.
Yeah.
It's just like I will
agreed.
save pictures. There are
Agreed.
things that are significant to me that I will save and look back at. It's just way overboard when you take pictures of everything.
Like if you go to Savannah, you don't need to take a picture of every square you go into.
From Savannah,
every statue.
I have one picture from this trip. Probably.
Yeah. But the pictures I appreciate the most are probably pictures with friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then, it's
a good way to keep things in memory. Okay, so I'm going to skip straight to strategy stuff. Your tip of the week.
I feel like we've talked about a lot of pickleball today.
Oh, do we not need that?
You missed it.
Oh, I probably missed a lot. Yeah, you guys got plenty of that. Forget your strategy.
But say it. Because the people want it, I promise
All right.
They want it.
Okay, so stop trying to use your wrist to get spin. It doesn't do anything. Does not help.
And it hurts
Stop
your wrist.
flicking your wrist. Stop rolling your wrist like a windshield wiper. Literally, spin is created by your swing path plus whatever loft your paddle is at. Wrist cock is very important, though. So if your wrist is at neutral, that's where it's, not in tension in any way. But if you bend it upwards, if you bend it backwards, you can do a lot more severe things with the ball, essentially. So just putting a different loft in your paddle can hit the ball a dramatically different way very easily, and people just don't use it enough. So definitely bend your wrist, but you should not be snapping it or rolling it as you hit the ball, because that does not get you more spin.
Can I talk to you about my favorite shot recently?
Sure.
And this is the one shot that makes you very, very good at singles. And we talked about this in singles.
Oh, you just want to tell about how you hit a clean dink winner on me.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
I hit a clean backhand dink winner against Ben. No, but the reason I say that is because you're not the only one. I finished the match against Wilson and Sincola yesterday with a clean backhand dink winner.
Yeah.
That ran into the
it
fence.
feels really good.
Oh,
you
so
know how
fun.
it feels. Like I don't do it
because
men's or
like
alpha, mixed. It happens a good
But
amount.
to talk about kind of what you're saying is when you cock that backhand like that, you can go so many different places with
you
it,
can go
right?
every direction.
You can go down the line.
You can do it with
you
top
can go
spin.
middle. You can roll that down the line. You can
Right shoulder, left shoulder, right hip, left hip, body.
It's the most disguised shot I think in pickleball.
Yep.
And then if you're able to kind of roll that thing back cross court with top-spin off the court.
It's a lot to cover.
It's a lot to cover.
And that's why it's impossible in singles.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Thank goodness most singles players don't have that shot.
It's interesting. Why
hey,
don't
let's
they?
just keep that on the
Yeah,
all right? Let's not spread that around.
They know that, though.
Yeah. Maybe they just can't do it. Okay. Hey, studio audience, questions of the week? Questions?
God, his body language and face when he does that is just incredible. How do we not have that on camera?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, sure. So from Dekel, what color did you get your toenails painted? Yeah, so
thank you, Dekel. I like that.
This weekend, part of Jack's birthday week. It's not a day; it's a week. You should dedicate a whole week to her birthday.
Mine was a month, sucker.
Oh, happy birthday, Rob!
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, we did a little pedicure treatment. My first ever pedicure actually was with Irina. That was fun. I had bronze toenails for that whole summer. So this time I did like a silverish, bluish, platinum kind of color. So I'm just working my way up to gold. My third pedicure will be gold.
Mine are gold.
Bronze, silver, gold.
Well, mine are more like, rotten yellow.
Yeah, good job.
But similar to gold.
All right. So great question, Dekel. Sarah, do you have one? You do not?
Well, one off the cuff. Go.
I told you not to
one
mess
off the
up.
cuff. Anything. It could be what's your favorite, Jack? Question of the Zeke. What?
What is pickleball? An answer in Jeopardy.
Yeah, fair. What is Jeopardy?
A trivia game show.
No, that was
hosted
my answer. What is Jeopardy? Because you have to say what
Alex
is.
Trebek. May he rest in peace.
Oh, goodness
I
gracious.
like Alex Trebek. He was really cool. Just a nice guy.
How is Ryan Seacrest?
About like he is on TV.
About the same?
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's all the questions we get. Just toenails.
Oh, well, all
And
right.
what is pickleball Jeopardy?
Riveting live studio audience. Thanks, guys.
Do you have a question?
Do I?
Yeah.
Like for a question of the week?
For me, and I'll have a question for you real quick.
Oh.
Because we got 1 more minute left.
Yeah. Why are you wearing you've been dressing up more. Why?
Because I had more time to. I mean, I enjoy dressing up. It makes me feel nice.
Yep.
Feel just ready to go for anything, really. It's like a suit jacket with like a casual shirt underneath, so I can really do anything right now and go into any occasion. So I'm ready for everything, and I feel good about it. And usually I just don't do it because I don't have the time to. But I was free this weekend. I'm going to do it more. I'm just going to make more time for it.
No, that's great.
I think women make a huge effort to always look nice. And I don't know what the social stigma is behind them always having to be, looking really good at all times. And it feels like it's very real that way. And guys don't have that expectation.
Yeah.
But that's not a good reason for guys not to do that. Like, I feel like you should be
like that.
put together at all times.
I like that. Jack always says, and Jack always looks nice, right? She's always doing the dresses. She's always just
She's on point.
She looks put together pretty much at all times.
On point.
And she always says, if I was a guy, I'd wear a suit every day. I'd suit up every day, and she would, She'd probably have 30 different suits, and she would. You might be the Barney Stinson.
We've talked about this. I
No,
told
you
you
don't
got to
wanna-
get one.
I don't I don't like women pantsuits.
No, not a pantsuit. It's like a
Oh, please
work
no.
dress with a nice skirt. It's a good look. It looks formal. It looks professional, and it looks good.
It probably looks like you're going to the office.
Kinda, but
Yeah,
more
you
of
don't
like
wanna-
more of like an entrepreneurial professional.
Maybe.
That's you,
I feel
Jack.
like
You
this is
you should
you.
at least try it. It's worth trying. All right, we'll
Well,
come back.
actually,
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
All right, last thing. We got those spicy stories. Spicy. I'm trying something new with spicy stories.
I
too,
don't
but
like it. No, I need energy.
I couldn't do the last one because my parents made fun of me. They listened to our last episode. And they're
Yeah.
like, the way you say spicy stories is just terrible.
Please say it again.
Spicy stories.
It's like the Australian version. Spicy stuff.
Okay, I'll just make this one brief because
maybe we should
Jack
do
said we got to wrap it up.
We got to do a Halloween version though, like
Oh no, I have a Halloween version.
a haunted.
Yeah, that'll be next week when I see you for Halloween.
Spicy story.
Well, 2 weeks from now. Oh yeah, Jack knows what's coming. I'll tell you on Halloween. You know what's coming. Oh my goodness. All right, so my spicy story, and it's not even spicy. Oh my gosh, you're such an idiot. Did you say you want salsa? Girl, we're gonna get you some
This
spicy
podcast
salsa.
is really going off the rails right now.
You're so Mexican right now.
Spicy stories.
Okay, so Zane Affleck, sponsored by the pros. I always just found this very
yeah,
funny
this is
because
great.
there's not many people that are able to switch paddle weights, let alone different paddles while they're
Yeah.
playing. Zane Affleck, who is, I guess, semi-retired now. He doesn't really play many tournaments anymore.
Also known as Mac Mittens.
Mittens.
Also known as Pemberton Phil.
But yeah, he was very, very good. I always thought he was a very good player. Didn't play tennis, but really good athlete. And I'd like to see him playing again, but haven't seen him in a while.
No.
But yeah, he was basically sponsored by the pros, so he didn't accept a primary sponsor. He would just ask other players for their paddles, and he'd carry around like 12 different
Yep.
paddles in
And
his
a
bag.
backpack,
And if he was
yep.
playing badly, he'd just go switch paddles
Yep.
in the middle of a match.
Yep.
Just toss one aside, not even a timeout.
No.
Just, I'm going to switch now. So he used mine. He used Adams. He used Kyle's. There were a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my little story. So Zane, interesting.
I
dude.
mean, there's not many people that could do that.
Only Mills Miller,
Oh.
the only other person I know that did that.
Oh, quesadilla.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.